Hey guys, LTY here, and today I'm going to be doing another story video, and today this is one of the scariest moments of my life, and I think this is a pretty good story actually, and I thought I could make it into a video. I was going to do it when I had a bit more of an audience, but I can't really hold this off because it's a really fun story to tell. So let me get into it. Basically, about a year ago, when I was 15 or just turned 15, I was on the way to my dad's house, and I was on the bus, and when I was on the bus I sat right at the back of the bus, and then it was only me because it was really early in the morning, and then some guy got on and he was just wearing a black hoodie and like had a little face mask on because it was pretty cold. So I was like, there's nothing wrong with that, that's pretty normal. And the journey kept going on, and I was listening to my headphones, and I noticed that out the corner of his eye, because he was like 5'6" in front of me, he was just staring at me through the reflection in the window. I didn't really think anything of it, but then he kept kind of getting more intent with his stare, and I was like, okay, this is a bit weird. So I went and moved on to the other side, and then he did the same thing with the other side of his face and just kept staring at me like that. And then I was like, okay, that's just normal, he might just be a bit weird. And then I got off the bus, and my dad's house stop isn't like, it's not like in a really public place, it's a pretty strange stop. No one ever gets off there when I'm on that bus. And then this guy, just as soon as I got off, he got off, and I was like, okay. So I walked one way, and then it was the opposite way to my dad's house, and then he walked the way that I would have walked. I was like, okay, he's not following me, that's all I wanted to know, if he was following me. So then I loop around and I reach my dad's house, and he's outside the house, like up against the wall, and I was like, okay. So I rang my dad, I was like, can you tell him, like, can you come out the house and see if he moves? So my dad tried, and he just walked away. I was like, okay. I got into the house and I was just chilling. I was like just chilling on the sofa, and then it got pretty late, and I went to close the curtain in the living room, and I saw him standing outside again. And I was like, okay, I don't know this guy, I don't know his face, I didn't get to see his face, but he's following me. And I was like, I don't know really what to do. So I didn't really do anything because it's a pretty secure house. I didn't think anyone was going to get in. So I go to bed, and then I start hearing like a really loud banging on the wall, like saying from my next door neighbour, because they usually do that when I'm making too much noise. So I was just like, sorry, even though I was sleeping, so I didn't know why. And they kept banging, and like it was getting really loud, and it woke everyone up. So me and my dad went next door, and the door was kicked down, and no one was in the house. And we went to the room that was like banging on the room, and the guy in the hoodie that I saw earlier, his hoodie was like on the floor, like right next to the wall where it was being banged, and you could see like hand marks on the wall where it was being banged. And then me and my dad were really creeped out. We were like, okay. So we just, because my dad has a lot of weapons in his house, he's got a lot of swords, a lot of not airsoft guns, like big hunting gun things. I was like, okay, we're pretty safe in this house. And then like it was right, basically my dad has a really big patio door in his garden, and it leads out to the whole garden. It can see everything, but it's a huge like glass sliding door, so it's basically just a massive window, and it has like sideways blinds on it that you turn to close it. And we left them open one night, and I was sleeping downstairs. I don't know why, I don't think I could sleep, and I woke up to something hitting the back door. And then I look outside, and that guy in the hoodie has another black hoodie on, even though he had the one in the house that he was wearing before, had another black hoodie on, and he was just standing at the top of the garden. And I was like, okay, this is getting really creepy now. So then my dad just like saw him, and then said that get out of his house or he's going to shoot him. So the guy just kept standing there. My dad didn't actually do it. He rang the police came. As soon as they came, he jumped the fence into the other garden and left. And I think that kind of shook him up, because I didn't see him again for like another week. And then I was doing the same thing, going back on the weekend, and I got on the bus and there he was, sat at the back, and he was just staring at me. So I didn't get on that bus. I made sure I took tons of pictures, like recorded him as well, but I don't have them anymore. I had to give them into the police. But I took tons of pictures of him and made sure that I got his face this time, because he wasn't wearing a mask, and I could tell, I knew it was him because of like his body stature, his like eyes, his eyebrows, everything like that. I could tell it was him, and I'm pretty sure he was just like kind of trying to be a little bit of a troll, like just trying to scare us. But the things that he did were really creepy. Like he left a weapon at the top of the garden, like a rusted knife, like he was going to come in and do something. And then outside in the other house, which he kicked the door down, that's breaking and entering already, and then it's trespassing on my property. So he could have got easily arrested, and I think he did in the end. They didn't actually tell us, so I don't know if they just left the whole thing, but he might have got arrested. I hope he did, because he was a creep. But that was probably the most scary experience of my life, to be followed, because from that bus stop to my dad's house is like half an hour walk, and that whole time I felt like I was being followed by him. Even though he walked the other way and I saw him waiting outside my house, I kept looking behind and then seeing someone turn off the other way, and I kept like thinking it was someone else, but I knew it was him. So I didn't know how he got in front of me as well, unless there were two people. But anyway, that is probably the scariest experience of my life. I have a lot more, and if you guys want to hear the scariest experiences, I'll let you know, and I'll make other videos on it. But this is probably what my videos are going to be like from now on, because I really enjoy doing this, and it makes my life a lot more convenient, because I don't have to sync up with audio and gameplay. I can just put a gameplay back in the background and tell a story. So if you enjoyed, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll share this around so maybe a few people can hear it. And I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow with my next daily upload. So I'll see you later.